Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to a video on the channel. What we have for you today is our preview video going to game week 16. My team, how we did in game week 15, and my thoughts moving forward. It's crazy, really. It doesn't seem any time at all since we were talking about game week 8 and 9, and now we're almost halfway through the season with loads more football still to be played in December. So if you do want to keep a track of my team, how we're doing, please do subscribe, like the video as well, leave a comment of your thoughts. If I can do any better with my team as well, it's always appreciated. And let's get into the video. So I'm going to take up my team on the board here, and it was not a good game week to be honest, but I feel like it wasn't a good game week for anybody. It's only went down about 4,000 places overall, which I'm obviously absolutely happy with, still being around 12,000 rank in the world. But my team didn't really have many returns. The defence wasn't good, the midfield was okay in parts, and the attack wasn't good either. So I don't really know how I didn't drop down loads of places. I can only assume is that it was a bad week for everybody, and the players that did score points weren't very highly owned by the people, in the sort of the top part of fantasy league. So hopefully we can have a better game week this game week. A lot of players did captain Salah. I still decided to captain Haaland, and it was essentially the same. And even when Salah blanked, and I thought, oh, Haaland's still got half an hour to play in his game. Aston Villa just played them off the park. Fair play to them. And they're going again this game week. So let's take a look at the fixtures. And it's a pretty interesting game week, to be honest. Like quite a lot of games on the Saturday, probably because there was a lot of midweek games there. And Sunday as well, it's quite a straightforward game week with your 12:30 start, Liverpool away at Palace. For me, captaincy, I'm really looking at Erling Haaland. There's always going to be the threat of rotation. We talked about it loads last season, and then Haaland never really ended up getting rotated. I don't really think Man City are in a position to rotate right now. Kind of need points on the board, and Luton were no pushovers over Arsenal, so I do think Man City will take them seriously. But it does leave a lot of opportunities for Erling Haaland to score points. So he will be my captain this game week. I think if you didn't own Haaland or you didn't want to captain Haaland, maybe Man United player at home to Bournemouth. I don't really know who you'd pick, but maybe you've got Bruno Fernandes. Maybe that's a good option. Or Salah away at Crystal Palace looks reasonable as well. But even though Palace are at a bit of a low ebb at the moment, they are quite good at home and they do tend to play quite well there. So, I'd be tempted to avoid Liverpool players for captaincy at least. Other than that, you've got Villa versus Arsenal and Spurs versus Newcastle. So if you are running any of those players, I don't really know whether you want to captain them, especially if you've got an Arsenal player like Saka, maybe stay away from him for Aston Villa away. Maybe you like the look of Aston Villa at home after just beating Man City and you want to captain someone like Ollie Watkins. I think if you want to go for it, go for it. But for me, it's Erling Haaland. So onto the team for this game week, and it's pretty straightforward, really. I don't need to make too many changes. I have made a transfer, and pardon the pun, I've taken the cash on Matty Cash from Aston Villa. Their fixtures are turning a little bit, they don't look great, and Matty Cash has been on the bench the last couple of game weeks as well. And if you want to react, pretty quickly in this game, you've really got to make the transfers count as soon as possible. So I'm not going to wait and see if he plays again this game week. Arsenal are a good fixture for Villa. So I've brought in Colwill from Chelsea. Chelsea's fixtures do look really good. It saved me about 0.5 million as well. So it's a good opportunity for me to make that transfer with Chelsea's fantastic run. I'm still keeping hold of, a lot of the players in defence, even though the cheaper options. I do like the move in terms of it gives me someone who is going to be playing, and it kind of makes my bench a bit deeper as well. We've seen in the last game week players like Simicast, they get rested, and especially when it's back-to-back games, there's a chance that maybe Simicast plays this game week and someone else gets rested. So it is important you've got maybe one, even two players on your bench that are going to come in and give you even a couple of points in your team. So that's where we're at the moment. This is the team. Let me know if you think I need to make another transfer. I have still got one in the bank, and like I say, I've got about half a mil to spend, but I do like it overall. I think players that we are still monitoring, someone like Son, he's someone that I do think, for a lot of money, I would like to see a bit more of an output. He didn't really get into the game last night. And I'll be interested to see how he goes moving forward. So yeah, thank you very much for listening. Please do like and subscribe. It's really appreciated, especially on a small channel. Good luck in this game week. Hopefully, you can make the transfers in time with a short turnaround, and I will see you in the next one.